In this demo, I will show you how to install Helm and to install a Helm chart. For this example, I will use Redis. In my Kubernetes course, I have a folder Helm, and in Helm, I have a README. First, we need to install Helm. So I will just do a wget to install Helm. I need to extract it. And this will extract the Helm executable. And I can just move the Helm executable to user local bin Helm. And then I will be able to execute Helm. So if I do Helm -h, I will get the help. Let's have a look again at README. Next step is to initialize Helm. And to initialize Helm, we need to first create these RBAC rules. We need a service account. We're going to call it tiller. And this tiller, we're going to give admin privileges. You can give tiller less privileges, but depending on what namespace you're going to deploy in. But for our use case, we will just allow tiller to deploy everywhere on our cluster, so we can give it the admin role. We'll do kubectl create Helm RBAC. This will add the service account and the cluster role binding, and then I can do Helm init service account tiller, and this will install Helm on the cluster. Tiller has been installed into our Kubernetes cluster. Let's have a look where it is deployed or installed. kubectl get pods namespace kubesystem. We have one new pod in kubesystem, tiller deploy. So now tiller has been deployed. Now let's search for Redis, Helm search Redis. So there is a repository available that already has lots of charts. So here, if you look for Redis, we find Sensu and Redis, but this is the chart that we need. We can deploy Helm using Helm install stable Redis, and then it will deploy a Redis for us. It gives it a release name, a random name, in this case funny snail. You can also choose your own name if you add an argument like --name my Redis would deploy a second Redis with my Redis, for example. You can deploy multiple Redises just by giving them another name. So here I just deployed a second one using the name my Redis in default namespace. Let's have a look what happened here. So now I have two Redises deployed. They both have a persistent volume, which will be created, a service, there's a deployment, there's a pod related to this deployment, and there's a secret. Let's read the nodes. Redis can be accessed on port 6379 on the following DNS name, which is the name of my service. So it's using the service discovery built in Kubernetes. My Redis default cluster. To get the password, we can use kubectl get secret namespace default my Redis, and then the JSON path data Redis password will just give us the password. We need to base64 decode that because the password is in base64. And then we can connect to our Redis. So let's first get our password. Let's just have a look what's in this secret. It's not showing, so we need this -o JSON path. Or you can do -o YAML, and then you will actually get everything. Let's do YAML, and then we see everything. So here we see data, there's the Redis password, and this is base64 encoded. So if you do echo this string, base64 decode. So now I just did manually what this command would do. So now this is our password. And we can connect using kubectl run. We can run a client. We remove the client afterwards. We need a TTI, like a terminal. The environment is Redis password. I will just copy paste it now. We use an image, a Redis image that contains a client. and then we can use bash to give us a terminal. Now we have a terminal. If you now do echo Redis password, it will give us a password which we can use to connect to Redis. So now we are connected to Redis. Let's try something out. Set key value, set my key, my value. We inputted some data, and if you now do get my key, we'll get my value. So this is all working. If you would stop this pod, then our data is preserved, because this chart spun up some stores for us. We have a persistent volume claim, two volume claims actually, one for the first Redis, one for the second Redis. So they are bound to my pods. So I can have a look at my pods. I have two pods because I have two deployments that both spun up a pod, one for my Redis and one for the funny snail Redis. I also have services. I have the funny snail service and the my Redis service, and that makes sure that we can then use this host name here within our cluster. So this is an easy way to quickly get something installed. How do we delete something? Helm delete my Redis, for example, and Helm delete funny snail. And now they will be deleted. No pods left. No volume claims left anymore. And the volumes will be deleted as well. If a new release comes out, we can use Helm upgrade. We can use Helm upgrade, and here's an example, to upgrade Redis. So Helm upgrade, we can pass values if you would have a YAML file with custom settings, and we can upgrade Redis. This is the release name, and then this is the chart name. So what can we find? We can find lots of things here. We have, for example, MySQL. We have MySQL, MariaDB, Percona. We should have a Postgres as well. We have things like Spinnaker, which I covered in my advanced course. Same with Prometheus, which I cover in my advanced course. So there's lots of charts available. There's also a chart for an ingress controller. There's the Nginx ingress that you can use. So rather than using my ingress controller, you can use this ingress controller as a chart as well, which might be easier to then upgrade it. Helm is pretty new still, but it's definitely the way to package and deploy your applications on your Kubernetes cluster, and it will only gain in importance in the future. So that's it for this lecture. This was a short introduction to Helm.